A big one, which we've talked about in the past and really is its own animal, is IRMA. Do you remember IRMA?
I know the name.
Income-related monthly adjustment amount. It's basically takes how much money you're making and calculates how it affects your Medicare premiums, Social Security benefits, and the taxation on that. Just know that retirement is not a pass-fail test.
Okay.
It's a strategy game, right? There's a lot of moves, there's a lot of variables, there's a lot of tweaks.
Yeah.
Everybody's situation is a little different.
There's a lot of points to make impacts. Greetings, Nick.
Greetings, Becky. Well, hello, and welcome back to Can I Retire Now with that lovely face of yours.
So what are we talking about today?
So I thought today I would try to create, I like shortcuts. I like lists. I like bullet points. You know, that's how my brain works.
I'm familiar.
So yeah. So I was thinking, let's find a way to help people who are close to retirement. So maybe the last year before they retire, they've hopefully saved their money and invested well, and now they're getting ready to retire. There's a list of things that need to get tackled and resolved that last year before retirement.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I would be nervous.
Well, buckle in, Becky.
What did you make?
Because what I made is what I'm calling a retirement readiness checklist. Starts 12 months out.
The RRC.
The good old RRC. And we're going to start from 12 months out, and we're going to like T-minus all the way into day one of retirement. And yeah, I mean, usually when people are a year out from retirement, right, they're half excited, half anxious.
Yeah.
It's totally normal to feel that way. I just felt like, well, let's just go ahead and cover the big things.
I think that would be incredibly helpful for me, even. I like a checklist, but
you're going to retire in 12 months? Are you leaving?
I have to review this checklist first to make sure I'm ready.
You can't retire yet.
Okay.
People like you on the podcast too much. So let's start with like a year out, right? So
okay.
We're T-minus 12 months. I call this
12.
Building your foundation.
Can tell we live near the Space Coast.
Yeah.
T-minus.
T-minus.
Okay.
So building your foundation. So here again, presumably if you've saved enough, you're getting close to retirement, you've met with an advisor, you're getting close to that decision point, but there's still some things to do. So one, which seems pretty obvious, review your retirement income plan, right?
Yeah. If you don't have an advisor or someone, this is the time to find one and make it happen.
Yeah. Because I do feel like 12 months out, you may have the desire to retire.
But not necessarily the plan.
But maybe not the plan.
Yeah.
Right. You may even have the funds.
Yeah, but not fully understand the taxes and the income and all that kind of stuff that I definitely wouldn't have without an expert. Okay.
Yeah.
So review your retirement.
As a piece of that, and a very important piece, is to confirm how you're going to take Social Security.
Which is a whole can of worms. You got options.
You got almost endless options. So you could draw Social Security as early as age
62.
Oh boy.
62.
Oh boy. Oh boy. We might need a Social Security refresh here. So yes, you could draw it as early as 62. Most people who are not drawing today, their full retirement age when they get full benefits is 67.
Okay. So I started off strong.
Sort of.
Yeah.
You sounded very confident, by the way.
I knew it was in the 60s.
Yeah. Well, there's only 9 options there, 10 options there. Anyway, and you could draw as late as 70.
Okay.
Of course, if you're married, there's spousal benefits. If you've been widowed, there's widow's benefits. If you're divorced, there's divorcee benefits. All kinds of different nuances there.
Yeah.
Important to know what your plan is, just like anything else. But a little bit of a timing issue here is that you cannot apply for Social Security 12 months in advance. You can only apply as early as 4 months before your Social Security date.
Okay. So you're going to review your Social Security plan and then put a to-do on a future calendar date.
Correct.
Okay.
So that 4 months before, you then go ahead and reach out to Social Security to officially apply.
Okay.
Kind of along the lines of the income plan, evaluate your pension options. Those that still have pensions, a lot of them are offering lump sum options versus drawing it monthly. I always use the term stress test. I just met with someone yesterday who we were looking at their financial plan. They had a great likelihood of success. All the numbers looked really good. And we literally nudged the income up $500 a month.
Okay.
And the plan failed. So
that is
tight.
Not a lot of wiggle room.
Yeah. So it's tight. So my purpose in showing that client that is that we know like, hey, this is achievable, but there's not a lot of wiggle room. So if we want to start off with a lower income and leave some wiggle room for
inflation,
things that may happen. Well, inflation, we already take in consideration.
Oh, sorry.
Just like one-off expenses and stuff
yeah.
Oh, my AC died and things that happen. I think it's important to know what maybe a bad market or a bad financial situation could do and have an impact. Does it just blow up your entire plan, or, can you bob and weave around it?
That's interesting. A stress test.
Yeah, stress test. Should be something that, you think of this like a warm-up lap, right? You're getting your muscles ready, you're stretching out, you're kind of getting warm.
Stretching for retirement.
Yeah, stretching for retirement. There we go. So then I think, okay, let's jump 3 more months.
I was going to say, what's the next checkpoint date?
9 months.
Oh, this is like a quarterly thing.
It's a quarterly thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So 9 months out.
Yeah.
Now it's all about healthcare and insurance.
Oh.
Your favorite outside of taxes.
Second to taxes. Yeah.
Yeah. So Medicare is usually what we're talking about here for people 65 and over.
Mm-hmm.
And the rules aren't complicated, but you have to be aware of them, because if you miss deadlines here, this is a huge, huge issue.
Oh, this is real sensitive stuff.
This is very sensitive. So you need to know the Medicare enrollment dates. So I will help. If your initial enrollment period will start 3 months before you turn 65 and last till 3 months after.
Wait. So if I'm not reviewing this checklist in my 65th year, how am I supposed to know that?
Okay. That's a great question, Becky. So are you still working, presumably, in that
situation? I can't retire till I'm 67 now.
Okay. So
for full Social Security. So I'm supposed to, this should be a 2-year out checklist. What are we doing here? How does this work?
Let me help you.
Thank you.
So if you are still working at age 65, you qualify for, they call it I think it's called a special enrollment period. Basically, it allows you to apply for Medicare and defer it and stay on your employer plan if it's a better plan. I mean, you could obviously switch to Medicare, but if, let's say you're still working, you want to stay on your employer plan, you apply for Medicare and you defer it. You say, I'm still working, I have another plan, I don't need it yet.
Okay.
You still have to apply.
You're 6 months around your 65th birthday.
3 months before to 3 months after includes your birthday month. So you're born in March. So we're talking about January, February, March, April, May. It's really 5 months.
It's only 5 months?
I guess technically, is it 5 months? Because it includes your birthday month. So yeah. So you have to apply.
All right.
If you need the insurance, you apply and take it. If you don't need it, you have to defer it. The penalty for missing this window means for the rest of your life, your premiums on Part B and Part D for Medicare will be increased. You'll be penalized, and those premium penalties stay for life.
I mean, I have to assume the government's going to start sending you mail around that time and being like...
Do you check the mail?
I do. I mean, I collect the mail.
And then I
read it once a week. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
this is a big deal.
Something not to miss. This is a very big deal.
Okay.
Because realistically, go back to Social Security. If you miss applying for it and you apply for it late and you miss a month, you just get your income the next month.
I was going to say.
Medicare, you do not miss this. If you are near 65, this has to be done.
Yeah.
Even if you don't plan on taking it.
Wow.
So in addition to that, you obviously want to review with a health insurance expert, Medigap for Advantage plans, Cobra, all the other options you may have around leaving your employer. And it's also a really good time to refresh yourself on long-term care options. We've talked about long-term care insurance. If you don't have a plan yet, or have reviewed it yet, at 65, this is the point of where it starts to get a little more expensive.
Okay.
So you might want to review it. But the Medicare enrollment period, super critical.
Okay. So 9 months out, you still have chances to adjust all those things. As long as whenever you turn 65, you did your
regardless
Medicare.
Of the 9 months out, that 65 thing has to occur. But 9 months out, assuming everything else is lined up, you want to review your Medicare options.
Okay.
Assuming you already deferred. since you said you were retiring at 67. So good news, everybody.
So.
We have her on the podcast for another 20 something years. So now 6 months out, let's jump to 6 months.
6 months. I can see it. It's on the horizon.
Taxes and investments.
Yay, the taxes every time.
You can't get away from it.
Okay. So what are we doing with taxes and investments?
So 6 months out, I look at it from, we're thinking big picture, 12 months out, 9 months, we're finding a little, 6 months now, we're really doing some fine tuning.
Okay.
This is where tax planning really can make a big difference and save you a lot of money. So obviously you want to review certain things from an investment level, like reviewing your portfolio risk level as you go from accumulating to both accumulating and drawing income. Here are some opportunities for you to do maybe some Roth conversions.
Love a Roth conversion.
Yeah, take taxable money and convert it into something that would be tax-free. You may not be doing that the year you retire. You may.
But this is when you look at it and pick a time that works.
But yeah, you kind of make a plan for, great, we're going to do conversions of this amount over the next 5 years.
Yeah.
We figured out the tax liability. Here, if you haven't done it already, you want to build up 1 to 2 years of cash reserves.
It seems a little late for that.
Well, yeah. But when you think
you
about
have 6 months to save 2 years.
Well,
of money.
No. You start converting assets you have and liquidating them into cash.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
That makes more sense. I'm like,
because while you're working, we always talk about 3 to 6 months of cash reserved for emergencies.
Yeah.
Well, in retirement, I like to have up to 2 years of cash available so that regardless of what the market's doing, we're paying clients income from cash. So if the market does really well, their investments stay invested, continue to do well. If the market pulls back, well, now the investment portfolio shrinks, but it doesn't affect their income because they have cash on hand to do disbursements.
It's like you have a strategy.
You've done shame on me. Or twice. I'm strategic.
That's pretty impressive.
Okay. It makes a big difference. I had clients who were retired during the financial crisis, during COVID, during big pullbacks in the market like 2022. They don't miss income from us because we plan for this kind of stuff in advance.
Nice.
But a lot of people, they spend their whole life with this one big bucket of money that they're accumulating. Then they hit retirement and they just think they're going to take money out of that bucket.
Honestly, that's the imagery in my head.
Yeah. And instead, you really want to create separate buckets. Yeah. And they all have a purpose. Cash, really there for income. Low volatility investments, dividend producers, and you will always have growth there on the end, which is kind of like your big bucket while you're accumulating, but it becomes a piece of the pie, not the whole pie.
Yeah. Okay.
So review tax brackets. I know that's not like the sexiest thing to think about, but
nothing like a good IRS review date.
Yeah. But we've had increases in standard deductions the last 2 years. This one and last year, we've had special deductions for seniors. So they've had bigger tax standard deductions. If you're in retirement and now you're going to have less taxable income, you can have the same income, but less of it taxable, as opposed to when you're working, you could be in a lower tax bracket, which means now you maybe Roth conversions, these other things make more sense. And I also think it's a really good opportunity to review your beneficiaries.
The beneficiaries have emerged again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Timing wise, you're likely going to be rolling over, say, a 401k into an IRA.
Yeah. So you're doing paperwork anyway.
Yeah. You're going to be making some adjustments. You may even be updating your estate planning. It's a really good opportunity to review with your advisor how things are titled, who the beneficiaries are. It's something you should be checking on maybe on every other year basis, but becomes a good time for it.
Yeah.
So these types of things I see as affecting your ability to sleep at night.
Oh.
Investment perspective, risk analysis, what happens if I pass away?
Yeah, I can see all that. That makes sense.
What if the market drops? Well, I have cash on hand.
You have a plan. Yeah.
Yeah. It really starts to make you feel good.
Okay.
So 3 months out.
Oh,
we're in the home stretch, baby.
Yeah.
3 months out. I call this lifestyle and logistics.
Oh,
I went with subtitles. I thought you would enjoy those.
I do. I am enjoying it. Okay. Lifestyle and logistics. What are we talking about though? What do we have to do with those?
So 3 months out, this is where the plan meets the real world.
Yeah. Like you start setting your golf dates and your, dinner reservations. Is that what we're talking about?
Exactly.
Really? What?
Legitimately. I talk to clients and I always word it like this. Let's say you retire on a Friday. What does Monday morning look like?
Oh, this is when you're starting to think about that?
Yeah. I mean, don't wait until you retire and then you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs bored on Monday. Like, think about it a couple months in advance.
The adrenaline rush.
Yeah. Like, what are we doing? Are we golfing
Okay.
every Tuesday? Are we going to, that church volunteer group
Are
that
we
meets on
spending
Wednesday
2 months in an
afternoon?
RV? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So visualize what one-time items like the RV trip that
Mhm.
you're thinking about that you want to do that first year. But even more importantly, I think about what your weekly routine will look like. We all have routines.
I
know.
love routines.
I know. And when Becky and I first got together, I maybe didn't have a routine or great refined routine, and you shared that
You
word with
barely
me.
had a circadian rhythm.
Yeah, so it helped. And so I start to think about what your routine looks like. My routine, well, I get up at a certain time every day. I get ready for work. I go to work. I come home at a certain time, have dinner. But if I were to retire, well,
8 to 10 hours of your day
is
is
now
unplanned now.
open.
Yeah.
And open is a attractive thing, but it's also a very daunting thing.
I can see that for sure.
So having some type of weekly routine where you say, look, I'm going to do this every Wednesday morning. I'm going to go for a walk, every morning for an hour. I'm going to do this volunteer work. I'm going to go have lunch with my friend every Friday afternoon who's already retired. Great. Discuss these expectations with your spouse or partner.
Communication.
It's big because, by the way, not everybody retires at the same time.
Yeah, we know people that have retired at different times, and the one that's retired kind of like pokes around the partner, and the partner's like, "Could you find something to do?"
Yeah,
please?
I'm busy. I'm still working. Like, come on. So, and I think a partner, obviously, me better than anybody else. So if I were to retire, I think you could give me very good perspective on, hey, I think you should go schedule golf with so-and-so and maybe make that a weekly thing.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to help me better than maybe I'm even going to be able to help myself. So lean into your friends, spouses, partners for that. Plan your travel and hobbies, volunteer work, like I mentioned. Some people want to work part-time or consult.
Yeah, for a variety of reasons, income and to stave off boredom. Potentially to stay current. I mean,
if that's something that you want to stay relevant and stay informed, great.
Oh, start applying for jobs.
Yeah, start thinking about it and say, hey, I'm going to retire from my full-time job and I want to go work at the flower shop down the street part-time. We'll start talking to them.
Yeah.
Also start talking to your HR department. Good old human resources.
Yeah.
Because they are going to need to know that you plan on retiring. If you've been there for 10, 15, 20 years and you go, hey, by the way, here's my 2 weeks.
Listen, I know someone that did that.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, he flipped the table. I mean, it was a dramatic exit, but he literally was
Did they literally flip the table?
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, that's really dramatic.
No. It's just one of those things like he wanted to leave and he wanted to leave right now and couldn't stop him.
Hey, you have that right. But, talking to the HR department does help with a few other things.
It's a little bit of a smoother exit.
Yeah. Plus,
for everybody.
Well, I'll let this roll right into my 1 month from retirement.
Oh.
Yeah, I know I snuck in like an extra. It wasn't all quarterly.
That's okay. Yeah.
But HR becomes really important with this 1 month out. Final paycheck prep.
I was going to say, because when you leave a job, at least when I left my job, I got paid out for my annual leave that I had remaining, for my sick leave that I had remaining at all the different values. And also, like, I knew I could take the job I had. I took vacation for the last 4 weeks of my job and kept 100% paycheck and didn't go to the office. So I
potentially keep health insurance and other benefits.
And that was a major reason. Yeah, I needed to get another month. But I was able to physically leave. Like, I, for all intents and purposes, left that job, but I was still employed by them for another 6 weeks.
Yeah. So there's a few nuances with that.
Mm-hmm.
Really good, because sometimes vacation pay is only 50%, but if you take the vacation, you get 100%.
Yep.
You can keep things like health insurance. But a couple of things. If you plan on taking a pension, doing your 401k rollover, 403b, while you're still an active employee, those things may be delayed as well. So you, again, want to make sure that you meet with your advisor to make sure that's planned out correctly. And then I always share this idea with clients. Try not to retire at the end of the year.
Why is that?
Yeah. So I don't really hear advisors talking about this, but this always seemed super logical to me.
I left my job at Thanksgiving.
Well,
and you're saying that's a bad
you
decision?
were just waiting until you lock this up. And then, You had a ring on your finger and you're like, I'm outie. But no, let's say let's take for argument's sake somebody who's 65 getting close to retirement.
Does this have something to do with taxes and tax years?
It does have to do with taxes.
I know people that get married my parents got married on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I think just because they wanted to. I don't know. I'll check with them.
Very romantic.
But then you get to file married
Correct.
for that year, that whole entire year, even though you're only married or whatever. So same thing applies to retirement things.
Yeah. So imagine you've been at a company a long time.
Oh.
Let's say you make, I don't know, pick a number, $100,000 a year, and you retire December 1st. Well, now you get paid out your entire 11 months of income, all your PTO, all your vacation. You could arguably, you're going
to owe a chunky taxes.
You're going to have a large income year. Now imagine you did the same thing, but you retired in January. Well, last year you would have made your normal annual income, but now this tax year, you're only going to have your vacation, your PTO, and then whatever you and your financial advisor plan out. So I've done that with a lot of clients where we use the PTO and vacation time, which is taxable income, to allow us to take some not taxable income and keep their tax bracket actually lower that first year in retirement. There's some cool stuff here. So
strategy again.
Yeah, a lot of times people have the option of when they want to retire.
Yeah.
If you're going to retire in April or May, not a big deal. If you're thinking October, November, December,
it may be worth it to stick around.
It arguably, especially if you have a spouse that's still working, so now that's more taxable income on your tax return. Maybe you kick it to next year, 3 months out, 2 months out. And you wind up saving a lot of money on taxes.
I didn't know that.
Keep more money in your pocket, Becky.
Let's do it.
You know I like doing that. So that's kind of the 12, 9, 3, 1.
Is there a 0?
There's a...
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, you retire.
You retire.
Okay.
Let's talk about the first 30 days of retirement.
There's, confetti. We're driving around.
Oh, yeah.
Top down, convertible in our golf cart or whatever we're doing.
Top down in the golf cart?
Yeah. I mean, that's a real dream, right?
Is that what you're dreaming of? A convertible golf cart?
Maybe. Apparently that crept out of my subconscious.
If no one has ever heard of a tuk-tuk, that's what my dream is a little 3-wheel tuk-tuks driving around the neighborhood.
All right.
But that's a whole nother story for another time. So first 30 days of retirement.
Mm-hmm.
So here is where we have to say, okay, a little bit of mixed relief, a little nerves, again, like it was a year ago.
Yeah.
But
crickets.
Yeah, a lot of
it happened.
A lot of wait, what day is it? Is it Tuesday? Is it Wednesday? But the things that we just talked about leading up to this is now where we check and make sure everything's functionally working.
Mm-hmm.
Like the faucets have been turned on. Is Social Security direct depositing in your account?
Oh, yeah.
Are they withholding taxes?
Yeah, because you should figure out this sooner rather than later.
Correct. Review your Medicare billing and coverage. Make sure your plan's active. You've been billed correctly. Obviously your advisor at this point has probably already discussed with you your withdrawal strategy from your accounts, your pensions, all of that. Make sure that stuff's functionally happening. All the withholdings are happening. That way you don't get to the end of the year and now you have a big tax liability because somebody wasn't withholding taxes the way you thought. It also creates your opportunity to build in that rhythm, that new routine, that new spending rhythm. Because you may take a big vacation the first, month you retire.
I think a lot of people do.
But all of a sudden you got to get a few months in to say, okay, well, these are what my expenses look like.
Mm-hmm.
You should know this leading up, but it's different once you pull the trigger.
Absolutely.
So this is where I always tell people that this is, you should be meeting with your advisor. This is a great time to do a review, like a month or two into retirement to say, great, let's not worry about what your account performance is. Let's literally look at, is everything turned on? Is everything withholding for taxes the right way?
Okay.
How does it feel?
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the few times we have more conversations about feel than function. Like, how does it feel?
Okay.
Because that's important.
That is important. Yeah.
And so if you feel behind listening to this, listening to this checklist, first of all, you're probably not alone. I'm sure a lot of people feel behind. Easy little things to do leading up to this. If you're not in the 12 months already, or you just got there, try to figure out a minimum viable retirement number. So like how much you need to live on.
Okay.
Identify some of the big impactful variables. So that would be Social Security.
Yeah.
When to take it. Catch up contributions for those that are still contributing their accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Downsizing homes, moving. people are like, oh, I live in this 5,000 square foot house and all the kids are out. Do I really need this? And they wind up downsizing. Well, there's a chunk of money that now potentially could be used to help fund your retirement. Debt payoff strategies.
Oh yeah.
So if you have debt, anybody who's gotten a mortgage in the last, maybe 2019 to 2022 probably has like a 3% mortgage, 4% mortgage. It's really hard to justify paying that off. But if you have a 7% or 8% debt somewhere, yeah, you should probably be considering a strategy to pay that off. And then a big one, which we've talked about in the past and really is its own animal, is IRMA. Do you remember IRMA?
I know the name.
Income related monthly adjustment amount. It's basically takes how much money you're making and calculates how it affects your Medicare premiums, because they can go up if you're making too much money, Social Security benefits and the taxation on that. So especially if you're retiring and phasing out, like maybe you go to part-time or consulting or a spouse is still working and you start to draw these benefits, you want to make sure that, I know it sounds like you don't have too much income, but this becomes a really big impact for people.
Okay.
Same with capital gains taxes. There's an amount that you can make. I think this year it's almost $100,000 that if you make less than that in taxable income, and I stress taxable, it's not total income, taxable income, your capital gains taxes are 0%. So now all of a sudden, maybe you can do some things with your investments that are beneficial and not have to pay taxes on it. There's a lot of these moving pieces.
Okay.
So just know that retirement is not a pass-fail test.
Okay.
It's a strategy game, right? There's a lot of moves. There's a lot of variables. There's a lot of tweaks.
Yeah.
Everybody's situation is a little different.
There's a lot of points to make impacts.
Yeah.
So
these were kind of the high level ones I think about. Yeah. We, when you're working with an advisor, we should be planning for this stuff years in advance. But you get to that 12 months out standpoint,
it's
these
game
are
time.
Absolute necessities you have to be paying attention to.
Oh, good to know.
So I think, I've been thinking about our conversations on the podcast a lot and a lot of the feedback I've gotten from people who've called us and reached out.
Okay.
And so I started to think like, okay, based on this information, what do I do? Like, when do I contact my advisor? Why would I contact them?
I don't know. My instinct says soon, now.
Yeah.
It can't be too soon to have a plan for retirement.
So you should reach out to your advisor or find an advisor to make sure you do a retirement readiness review. Make sure if you're within a year or two, make sure that you've checked all these boxes. Social Security and Medicare, those timing decisions are critical to make sure you're doing the things at the right time. Tax planning. I know you love taxes, but Roth conversions, your RMD strategies.
Yeah. Need someone else to do that.
Oh my God. It gets really intense. Investment planning. So again, not what you're taking out of your accounts, but potentially where you're taking the money from.
Okay.
Yeah, those are all really good things. If those are top of mind and you don't have answers for those, reach out to your advisor.
Perfect.
All right. Since I prepped this episode.
Yes.
And I let you quietly sit here and be pleasant and wonderful, I decided to also come up with an interesting fact.
What?
I know.
Nick bringing the facts.
I know.
All right.
So
hit me.
Did you know the average person in America spends over 2,000 hours thinking about retirement in their final 12 months before they actually retire?
Answer. I did not know.
Did you know, by the way, that is
how many weeks is
that's a lot of hours. Well,
Two-
there's 52 weeks in a year.
I know,
So
2,000.
It's about 40 hours a week.
I know, but for how many weeks? The whole year?
For the whole year.
So basically you're thinking about retirement
the
for
entire
the entire last year.
That you're working. You're 40 hours a week.
You're doing your job for 40 hours and then you're thinking about retirement for 40 hours. I mean, I can understand that on many levels.
Yeah.
So like one, you actually have to think about it and put some thought into it. The other is like, this can't happen soon enough.
But I'll tell you what, if a client told me that they spent 2,000 hours this past year, let's say before they retired, thinking about their retirement, I would think I didn't do my job. Because part of my job, I feel like, is to educate clients, help them with all of this. So it's not 2,000 hours feels like it would stress me out to be thinking about something.
I would think so too, but maybe those are the people that don't have help.
Sure.
Because the average American
Doesn't have a
probably,
financial advisor.
yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't there like what's the number of hours when you become an expert?
10,000 hours.
Oh, so we're short of that.
Yeah.
So they're not experts.
They're not experts. They're just
Okay.
anxious balls of bone and flesh. So let me ask you your actual question. So they think about it 2,000 hours. How much formal planning, how many hours do people spend their last 12 months doing actual formal planning in regards to their retirement?
I think there's significant drop off.
I can tell you it's not 2,000 hours.
I am going to go with 125.
Oh, not bad. It's 20. It's literally 100-to-1 difference of how much they think about it and how much they actually plan for it. Now, I would argue 20 hours of planning with a financial advisor, your last year of retirement,
that's a lot of quality time with that person.
Everything. Yeah. So the 20 isn't really the problem. It's the 2,000 to 20 ratio.
Maybe they're just thinking about the art classes they're going to take or something.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
I would tell you, if that feels familiar, little therapy session, let's try not to stress out so much, okay?
Okay.
Call an advisor, call your advisor. If you're a client of mine, you're listening to this should definitely not be you. But if it is, call me. Let's talk. Let's make sure we spend our 20 hours of planning so you don't need 2,000 hours of anxiety.
Well, so your 2,000 hours aren't anxious planning, but they're fun planning.
Maybe they're exciting planning.
Maybe you're researching, your RV trip.
Yeah. And if that's what you're spending time on, I couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
But I suspect from the survey that that's not what people are actually thinking about.
Yeah.
So I thought this checklist would be helpful as a summary. Starting 12 months out, of course, you should be doing your planning probably farther out than that. But in those last 12 months, there are some very key markers and things you need to be paying attention to. I'm going to work on a formal version of this that we can put on the website and everything.
Nice.
And then, if you have questions, you know how to find us, sunrisewealthadvisors.com. We're on all the social medias. You can feel free to like, follow, subscribe. We put up content that we feel is relevant. And if you ever have any questions or need anything, we are here for you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Becky.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you for letting me create the show notes for a meeting.
You got really pumped about
and a fun fact.
Irma and things. Yeah, the fun fact was fun.
Irma, she's a bad woman. All right. Well, on that note, thank you for listening. Catch us next time.
Have a great day.
Yeah, have a great one.